We are here for our weekly Monday live. Feel like my camera is not super clear though, so I apologize right off the bat here. Hopefully that did it. I don't know. Alright, it's as good as it's gonna get. We have our first week since being in Arkansas that we are not supposed to have any rain, so that could change at any point in time though. So we have been doing a lot of garden work today. We had some thunderstorms over the weekend, but the rest of this week we have clear skies according to the forecast right now. So this morning, tried I'm trying to rechange my schedule to get up earlier. If I'm staying up late, I keep getting up at 9, and which is 7 o'clock California time. So my body's still kind of like, that's my wake up time. And so I'm trying to get it switched over. So my alarm's set for 7 for every day this week, and I'm getting up, making a cup of coffee, and coming straight out to the garden and working out here before it gets hot, and then starting to go inside for the middle of the day, and then come out to the garden in the afternoon. So this afternoon we are still working on stuff. We got our T-post in today, and we did a few other things. We have some bugs starting to make noises, I think, right now. Something's making noises. Um, but yes, yeah, so we got the T-posted. We're going to be trying to get the rest of our trellising up. I'm replanting in the morning some of our seeds that didn't sprout. So we have some cucumber seeds that came up, some didn't. The cantaloupes didn't come up, so we bought one watermelon to replace some of the cantaloupes, but then I'm going to try to plant a few more. I planted all those things right before the tornado happened, and some things I think washed away because some seeds were sprouting in weird places. Um, so we're dealing with that and replacing. But I can actually turn the camera around again where I am. And you can see down there that we have T-posts up now. You can barely see the arches right here, but there's 3 arches, and we are going to be getting the mesh over those so we can trellis all the way up and have support and all of that. So we're really excited about that. The potatoes have grown like crazy. So this last week we have really been focusing on stuff kind of inside, figuring out things, getting routines down. I've tried sourdough a couple times, and I have bombed it both. Well, tonight's wasn't bad, but I kind of forgot that I had sourdough going. I had focaccia bread I put in like 8 o'clock last night, and about 4 o'clock this afternoon I was like, oh crap, I'm supposed to have that for dinner tonight, and I totally forgot. It's still in the bowl over there. I mean, it was okay, but I have to get used to the new temperature in the house and a new oven and just new stuff. So we had a gas oven where we were, and a gas stove top. Here they have a gas stove top, but a convection oven. And so it's just, things are different. So I made chocolate chip sourdough, and it didn't do good. So if you have tips for baking in a convection oven, or it could be the higher altitude and the humidity difference, like there's a few things that it could be. So I'm just relearning my sourdough a little bit. But the focaccia was still delicious with dinner tonight, so we're good. It's very forgiving, thankfully. This next week, I'm hoping this week I'm hoping our car is going to get fixed. So hopefully we can get really out there on the job market. Um, that's kind of our plan coming up. I have started the blogs. I don't have them posted yet, but I'm starting to write blogs again for our website, the Padilla Family Homestead.com. So I'll start having some of those come out. Right now, 25% faster and more evenly. Interesting. Like, I don't know. Like, my stuff didn't rise right in it, and it was just weird. But 25% faster is good for me to know. um, so what was I gonna say? Oh, I started to write the blog post. Right now, I am working on typing out the blogs regarding a lot of the move. I'm going to talk about the emotional aspect of a lot of things. I really tried to decide how much I was going to share or not share in blog format. Because there's a lot of things that I learned along this process, and there was a lot of things that I had to let go of. There is just moving out of the state I lived in, period. There is purging 80% of our belongings, leaving my daughter in a different state. Like there's lots of things that went on in that. So there was a lot of lead up to moving that you guys didn't like. We didn't talk about a lot, where we wanted to move for a few years. But so there was some lead up, but in that 30 days that we had when we made the decision to move and then to leave, there was a lot that happened, and intentionally living is what we're focused on. And so there were things that went smoother because we were intentional previously. But then there were other things that I intentionally had to dwell in and process through because this was the season for it. There were other things that I wish I would have done better intentionally, and I didn't. And so I think there's going to be stuff like that in the blogs that I'm sharing. So I'm breaking it up. Like the first one was kind of why we moved. And then it hasn't posted yet. I'm going to be scheduling these out. So why we moved. And then I'm going to talk about what I learned in that 30-day process. I'm going to talk about being a parent and moving away from your kiddo. And I'm going to be careful because there's pieces of the story, people's stories that connect with mine, and it's not my job and it's not my place to tell their story. And so I'm trying to really be careful how I tell the stories because like my daughter's journey is her journey. It's not my place to go into detail on all of her stuff. My friend that we're living with, how our journey is connected, and all the pros and cons of all the pros of living together. There's a lot of behind the scenes that it's not my place to share. A lot of the ways that the community is just amazing. So never talk about your childhood because that's your journey. Yeah. There's truth. There is a point where you're careful and you're respectful of the people around you. And so I think that's been a balance for me trying to figure out what I know you are. It's a balance for what I can share, what I can't, what is helpful to share and what is not. That's something I want to make sure that I really want to make sure that what I'm sharing is adding value. And that's why, like, when I'm sharing the garden videos, like, there'll be garden tours, but when I'm doing garden videos, I'm hoping I'm showing you how to do something or an idea of something. If I'm showing you stuff in the kitchen, how this helped me or the recipe. Hi, Ginger. But I'm trying to make sure that it's adding to your life. It's not just there for no reason. So I want my blogs to be the same way, even when it's about our family and my journey and what I'm learning. And yeah, I think that that's important. So stay tuned for that over there on the blog. Our website's listed in the description below. Usually it's there, so I'll make sure it is on this one. So I've been trying to set up a new schedule for me, getting back into the swing of things. I'm going to get some more kitchen videos upcoming soon. I'm trying to find a balance of sharing a kitchen, and they have 3 kids and animals, and we have my husband and I, and so having 7 people in a household can be difficult sometimes to film in the kitchen. A lot of times though, there's times I'll have the availability to do so. So I'm still working those through. We're trying to figure out schedules and dates and the times to do that, and what I want to share in the kitchen, and really learning the oven and things like that. We're just figuring it out. So there is going to be more kitchen stuff coming. Our garden is growing really fast. I'm amazed at how fast it's growing. So, I mean, it's been in about 3 weeks now, and it's like going wild. So hopefully I'll have some stuff coming in from the garden soon, that I can share processing and how we're using it, with 7 people in the house. And even though our garden looks big, it's not going to provide like a massive amount of food for the year or anything like that. Um, but it is going to help offset some things and to be able to use, and we're trying to be intentional with what we're planning and what we like to eat, what we don't like to eat. And if more people like things, we're trying to plant more of that. Like eggplant, I think pretty much my friend's husband and I are the ones that like eggplant. So we just bought 1 eggplant to plant today because I really was craving some eggplant parmesan, and that sounds good. Um, so we're gonna have some fun stuff and hopefully some healthier recipes. Yes. We also I'm going through a weird journey right now, um, with some health stuff that I'm trying to balance out and figure out. And it's going to be really interesting to see. So I have been pretty much swollen since we've been here. Like sometimes I'll be more swollen than other times. But my swelling has definitely gone up. Like I can't put my wedding ring on. A lot of times I don't wear my wedding ring, so I don't want to lose it in the garden or down the garbage disposal or something like that. But like I usually at least put it on when we're going out or whatever, and I can't wear it right now. So I'm trying to balance the swelling, and I know some of that is a little bit of a change of diet when you're mixing households and things like that. I part of it is transition and stress and things like that. I have been drinking a lot more though, like a lot more water, but I did drink some sodas more. So I don't know. I'm trying to balance it out. I don't know if humidity has anything to do with it. Elevation, there's a few things. So I'm working on a few things. I'm learning ways to pace myself, like doing stuff in the morning, taking the break in the afternoon, and then getting back up again and just listening to my body. Also, I'm not walking around barefoot everywhere, so I need to be intentionally out barefoot sometimes. But I am, for swelling purposes, I am wearing my cowboy boots that I got pretty much nonstop when I'm in the garden. And I feel like I have better support and things like that. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm going to start taking some Epsom salt baths, like with a lot of Epsom salt, and seeing how that helps, because that's supposed to be something that helps as well. So I'm working on a few of those things, but yeah, I will tell you, I hate shoes too, and I have to wear them all the time out here. I don't feel, well, right now it's not as bad, but when I first came out here, there was like wolf spiders climbing up on my feet as you're walking through and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be barefoot out here. But plus they have a lot of animals, so you never know what you're gonna find. But now that I have been out here, and I know like certain areas that would be good to hang out. We don't really, I haven't seen a lot of ticks in the yard. We've been checking for them, but like today I'm gardening in long pants and boots just because it's warmer. The grass is taller along the edges, so I'm trying to be wise. Magnesium soaks. Yeah, I have heard of that, and I think I want to try that. Um, I know there's a difference between the magnesium that you get from Epsom salt and different types of there's just different types of magnesium, and so I think that I am going to look into the other aspect. So I'm doing I'm going to start with the Epsom salt and then probably add that in. Um, and then, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm kind of going. But if you have any suggestions on types of magnesium soaks that you use and you like that are healthier, cleaner, pure, or whatever, that would be great because I love getting that information. I'm really getting more comfortable. The weather's like a lot easier. The allergies aren't hitting me as bad. My husband's still having allergy problems, but um, Claritin D is like Walmart doesn't even sell it out here. The pharmacy won't sell it. Like you have to go to particular pharmacies and you can't get a 10-day supply, or I think we used to be able to get a 15-day supply, and you either can only get a 5 or a 10-day out here now. Like it's just different. So that one you need a prescription from Walmart if you're gonna get it, and we don't have medical insurance yet. So we got to get that all figured out as we are doing the job hunting. Now that things have calmed down, I'm gonna say calm down, but there's still a lot of stuff going on after the tornado. But there's a lot more businesses that are back open. The people have power and internet and things like that. So stores are back open. Things along those lines. If our car gets fixed this week, then we're going to be able to get out and go meet people and try to network and find the jobs that are going to work for us. So we're looking forward to that. So it's kind of what's going on right now, is looking at all of those things this week, because we're not going to have a lot of rain in the forecast. I'm going to really be focusing in the garden, finishing out these things that have to be finished. So we're putting up the trellising, we're putting a fence around the garden to keep the cats and the dog out. So that'll be an interesting setup. We planted the mint in the beds that are closer to the deck so they can take over those. And then we still have to work up front and get those beds all planted. So we have a lot of gardening stuff coming, and how we're choosing to set stuff up and do things. And then my friend and I might do a live together talking about the garden and kind of how our different approaches to it. It has been interesting. My husband laughs because he calls us two chiefs. He goes, you have two chiefs. We have two chiefs, not enough Indians. And so my friend and I have been best friends for years. We've known each other since we were young, because she was my cousin's best friend for years when they were younger. And so I knew her through my cousin. And then we went to Bible college together. And I mean, we've known each other 30-ish years, 30 plus years. So we know enough of each other, and we're good friends that we can be open and honest. And if we get on each other's nerves, we'll be like, dude, what is going on? And we can talk it through, and we see things very differently. It's really funny though, because I thought process and think like her husband, and she thought processes and thinks closer to what my husband does. And so it's a unique balance. And so it's just building those communication when you're in the same place all the time. We were roommates 20 years ago. 20 years ago? Oh my God. Yeah, it was 20 years ago. So we were roommates 20 years ago before. And so just relearning the communication and doing all that stuff. But it's kind of been fun doing the garden, because we come at it with different expertise. She has the knowledge of growing here, and I have the knowledge of what I have gathered online. Now, she's had a lot of gardens that weren't as successful, and part of that is because she has 3 kids, and a garden can be like a toddler sometimes. You need to, I say plants are like toddlers. You need to protect it from the elements, protect it from bugs, protect it, like don't do anything that's going to get you hurt. You need to water it, you need to feed it, you need to listen to what it's telling you. What kind of food do you need? Like, there's different aspects to that. And with 3 kids, that's harder to do. And so it's nice for me to be able to come in. My daughter is um, grown and doing her own thing, and so I have the time. This can be my baby, but listening to what her desires for the garden are, what my desires for the garden are, and kind of trying to mesh and do what we can and make both worlds work and combine both knowledge and make decisions. So we have changed our mind probably like 20 times on where we want to plant corn and some winter squash, and we're at the deadline now. So that's going in this week, and we're just doing it, pulling the trigger and doing it. And so we don't want to get into analysis paralysis, and we don't want to get into where we are taking forever to do something that we miss out on it. So some of the things we're doing, planted is better than not planted. And then I started plugging things into seed time. I think I said that on another live, and I will be showing that. I will do a video on that, I think. I just was trying to make sure I plugged things correctly. I'm probably going to start a blank one to show you guys. I don't know. We'll see. But seed time is really cool for when to plant your plants in the spring and in the fall, and it'll give you warnings for your zip code if you've gone too far, or you like, is your harvest going to be an issue? And so like the root vegetables and the lettuce and things like that, we had heat warning things on that, so we know we're risking it. We know they're not going to be as sweet. We know all of these things, but we're trying to make the best out of what we can for now. And then come end of July, beginning of August, I think, here is where we start to plant fall crops into this, either start them from seed or inside, and then transplant them out later, or plant them outside the seeds and let them germinate and do their thing. So we're getting that figured out, and kind of what we all want. Junior is inside. He did not sleep good. Actually, both him and my friend, for some reason, the last few nights have had insomnia. So they haven't been going to bed till like 3 a.m., which is funny because neither of them know that they're both awake, because they're both, my husband's laying in bed with me and she's in her bed, and it's like, well, if we would have known, maybe we could have put on a movie or something. But yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is. I was really tired last night. I passed out, but the night before I had it. So I don't know if it was the thunderstorms or what it was, but neither could sleep. So he's inside chilling. He has a hard time with lives. We did one live where it was a horizontal live, and for some reason that put us in a different group of viewers. I said horizontal, didn't I? A vertical live. And I couldn't figure out getting my phone to do it horizontal. For some reason it wouldn't, and apparently it was because I had my phone on, the screen was locked on what direction it would go, so that's why it wouldn't let me flip it. But we had some new followers, new people viewing us on there. And it was a different type of crowd. And my husband has a very, very soft heart. And that video was a little rough for him with some of the comments that were said. And so he has been shying away from the lives for right now. He'll be back on. I told him, everybody likes your personality, honey. They don't want to just hear me talk. they like your personality. He brings the fun and the excitement and the quirkiness and all of that. And yeah, I don't know. It was rough though. It was a rough life. So that's why he's not on the live. He is sassy pants. He really is, and he makes me laugh more than anything else. So I was kind of frustrated that people were being mean, but that's social media for you. And most of my viewers are not like that, and are super nice and super sweet and supportive. But there are people out there that are not. And so, yeah, we intentionally try to build people up. But he will be back. I will let him know that he was asked about. So it's very sweet. But that's what's kind of going on. We have found, I don't know. I so we have found a lot of good community out here so far. Yeah, it might not have been real people. I was trying to tell him that too. A lot of times it's bots. Um, just some people are just keyboard warriors, and when it pops up on the shorts reel, it could be teenagers. It could be whatever, and I think anything vertical pops up on the shorts, and some people just hop on there for the shorts. And um, I don't know. So, but we've been finding community already out here, which is amazing. We found a church that we have been attending, and it's a small church, and everybody is really deep in community. And I mean, we've been to 2 Sunday services and 1 Thursday service, and it feels like we've known them for forever. And we laugh and we giggle and we get to have deep conversations. Sat on the porch with the pastor's wife. It's an in-home church, and it's sat out on the porch with the pastor's wife Sunday afternoon, like way after church, and had really good conversation and fellowship. And it's been really nice. That's something that we have been really craving. And so it has been really, really nice. um, yeah, so that's been really good for us. That's another really big update and a praise report, because that's something we've been really, really looking for and hoping for. And we kept not going. Either there was a storm, or the tornado came in, or there was a flight or something. So I'm glad we were able to go, glad we were able to meet people. My husband already seems like he's connecting with the guys, which is awesome. I've never seen him so open so fast somewhere. And he is like gung ho, and he is super happy and loves the people there. And yeah, so it's really, really good. He is super lighthearted, and really already deeply connected with some of them, and so it's kind of neat. So it's a big prayer answered. But that's kind of what I have. I'm trying to decide on the lives. I want to keep doing the lives because they're fun updates. I can interact with questions and stuff like that. I think I might start doing like just regular conversations like this, but then doing question and answer polls either on YouTube here in the community tab. So if you look in the community tab, I'll tell them. If we look in the community tab, I will be posting, maybe I'll post it Friday nights, and post like question and answer. Is there a certain topic? Because sometimes, like, I know one of my lives was on vanilla extract, because that's one that was like a really hot, like, there's a lot of questions people have to ask, and sometimes it's easier to respond to the questions in person than listen to a video and then try to text out the response. So I think that sometimes there's great topics for that. So I will be posting on Fridays some sort of post for you to ask questions or if you have topics you want me to touch on, I can prep myself for Monday to do the live. Also, if there's a time that works better for you, I'm trying to figure out the timing because I still have people in California. I'm now on Central Standard Time. I don't even know what time zone I'm in. Central Standard Time, since we're in Arkansas now. And and I know I have people on Eastern Standard Time that watch. So I'm trying to figure out a good time for the lives that doesn't like conflict with dinner per se or anything else going on. But I want to be able to do it, and I think outside, since our room is like our bedroom, that's where my desk and everything is. So I don't really want to do lives in there if I can help it. During storms, I probably will have to. But if you have a time frame that you prefer, make sure you drop that in there. And then on Fridays when I post in the community tab, just over the weekend, drop your questions in there that you want me to answer or topics you want me to touch on for that following Monday's live. And then if for some reason I can't go live or something's going on, I will usually post there letting you guys know that I can't, and all of that. So just know, check that community tab. I'm trying to be better about that. That's how somebody requested, hey, it would be great if you could talk about your experience with going through a tornado. So that's why we did that live, because that was requested. And so yeah, sometimes it's hard as a creator or a content person to know what content you guys want. And so that feedback is amazing. And that helps with videos and all of that stuff too. So I'm going to head off of here though pretty soon because I need to get back to the garden before we lose. I think I still have about 2 hours of light, maybe an hour and a half. So it's about 7 o'clock here, I think. And so I think we have about an hour and a half of light left that I can work out here, and it's cool. So we're going to get some stuff done and shower and get cleaned up and get ready for bed. But thank you for joining, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. We have regular videos coming out on Wednesdays and Fridays every week, and Mondays is the live. Thank you for joining.